goes here.
What is up, folks? Welcome back to the stream. We're live with the T5S2 Pod 6 finals for Season 8. This was a little bit of a last-minute one. I learned, I think, let's see, 6 minutes ago, I believe, that these players were playing. So this one was, I'm glad we were able to get it on stream, is what I will say. Players are rushing a little bit. There's some time commitments, and I guess this was the only time slot that worked for them. But we are getting their game in nonetheless. That does mean I'm a little bit unprepared for this game, chat, so I might not have all of the data sheets and things prepped, so I apologize for that to begin with. But we can dive in with it. We have over here in the red Apollonius, a.k.a. Justin, who is playing Deathwatch, the Emperor's Own, versus over here in the blue, we have LongshipLoft, an absolute 40k grinder. If you are looking for a game of competitive 40k at almost any hour of the day, LongshipLoft will play him. I have no idea what this man does with his time, but he plays maybe more online 40k than I've ever seen anyone do. Hey, let's go, chat. Oh, we have a prediction up, by the way. Put in your channel points in there. Let's talk about some lists. It is literally 24/7, chat. He must be on call or something, but yeah, LongshipLoft, absolutely nuts player. Loves his Chaos Space Marines too, so this is going to be a spicy matchup of Loyalists versus Chaos Space Marines. My co-commentator's here. We'll see if she has anything to say. You want to say something to the stream? No, she just wants scritches. Let's talk about Apollonius's Deathwatch. Oh, there she goes. Hi. Apollonius's Deathwatch. He's got a captain with the Thief of Secrets, Twin Lightning Claws on that guy. So he gets +1 attack strength and AP, I believe, and then gets additional doubles it once he kills a model. And with the Twin Lightning Claws, gets a maximum number of attacks it can use on that. He can join into a veteran squad. We then have a captain in Gravis armor, 1 librarian, and a watchmaster with the Tome of the Ectoclades. We have 2 units of Deathwatch veterans. These guys rocking Thunder Hammers and Infernus Heavy Bolters, or one of them has Infernus Heavy Bolters, so that is the combi Heavy Bolter profile that's able to fire either as a Heavy Flamer or as a Heavy Bolter. Then the other one has frag cannons. We have 2 Rhinos to keep to ferry those guys around so they don't get picked up by indirect fire. 1 Desolation Squad, a big Eradicator Squad, 6 Eradicators, and that is where that Gravis Captain's going to live. The Gravis theme continues then with 3 units of Inceptors, one of them of 6 models, which is interesting. Those guys with Assault Bolters, 2 units of 3 with Plasma Exterminators. Looks like the Inceptors are actually, I believe, deployed on the table. Yeah, actually 2 units of Inceptors are deployed, and then 1 is in Deep Strike. Pretty interesting, but we can use Teleportarium to put those units back into Deep Strike potentially over the course of the game. So they may not remain on the table for the entirety of the game. Both Rhinos up at the front here with their respective Deathwatch teams inside, veteran teams. Looks like here's the roll to go first.
All right.
And I think that is, that looks like Justin taking the first turn on the Deathwatch side here with a big 5 to only a 1 for LongshipLoft. We'll see how well that goes. This Deathwatch list does have some pretty insane Alpha Strike firepower. Moving on, we can talk about LongshipLoft's Chaos Space Marine list. This one is running Abaddon the Despoiler, the great man himself, and I know that he is a huge fan of this model. And I'm sure you've seen this unit on stream before. 10 Chaos Terminators alongside Abaddon himself. Plus 2 units of the maximum 16 Accursed Cultists, 6 Torments, and 10 regular mutants in those units. Plus 2 units of Dark Commune. So we have the Slanesh mark on the Dark Commune and the mark of looks like Chaos Undivided on the other, on one of the cultist squads there. So one of them has access to full rerolls. The other one can advance a charge to the stratagem. The Dark Commune themselves grant a 5+ invulnerable save, and then also allow a once per game advance and charge that also grants them +1 to hit and wound. So these guys are able to put out a bunch of attacks. They're only weapon skill 4, but you can
grows from idleness.
you can buff them with Heresy grows on the blue side of the table, I think is what we mean, chat. You can buff them with Abaddon. He can bring them to a 4+ invulnerable save and reroll their hit rolls, I believe, within an aura, if I remember correctly. The benefit there, obviously, is that the Cursed Cultists have Feel No Pain and then a ridiculous regeneration. They regenerate 3 wounds back to the unit every single turn, including your opponent's turn. And it is, unlike the Spirit Seer, which is probably an unintended interaction where it regened a Wraith Guard every single turn, because it was...
Destroy it!
Thank you, chat. Glad we're getting use out of that soundbite. Unlike the Spirits here, it is worded specifically into the ability that it regenerates at the start of both players' command phase, where both you and your opponent. You get either 3 mutants back to the unit or 1 torment, so one of the bigger punchier guys. So these dudes will be regenerating over the course of the game, assuming that these Desolators aren't able to kill them, which is tough. So they might survive. We'll see. We then have 2 regular cultist mobs alongside a unit of raptors, just to act as a utility unit. And 3 Forge Fiends alongside the Blue Scribes and the Changeling. Looks like the Changeling, I think, is in Deep Strike. Yep, the Raptors and the Changeling in Deep Strike. Looks like we have an undivided Forge Fiend in Strategic Reserve. Do we? Oh, I think one of these is a proxy. Yeah, we were proxying the possible movement of one of these Forge Fiends. So the Forge Fiends here, obviously the Nurgle Forge Fiends can use the full power of Dark Obscuration, so they're able to get Stealth and Lone Operative for 1 CP, so they're very good at defeating the firefight. If they're in a direct fire shooting match, they are untargetable, generally speaking. The Undivided Forge Fiend then gets full rerolls and can try to fish for some mortal wounds by giving itself hazardous and devastating wounds. And with that Undivided Stratagem and Dark Pacts, it can get a ridiculous damage. With the triple Ectoplasma Cannon, it depends on the level of blast that it's getting, but it's pretty likely that it just kills an entire Deathwatch veteran team if it shoots them.
23.
Good stuff, chat. This is a pretty classic Chaos Space Marine list that we're seeing a lot more of. No Obliterators today, but instead we're taking the big, scary Terminator brick, which is pretty interesting and cool. So interestingly, the cultists themselves are not Nurgle keyworded, so those guys are not able to use the full power Dark Obscuration. It looks like what we're doing here is pushing an Inceptor squad out to do some cleansing on the first turn. We've drawn Cleanse and Engage in all fronts for the Space Marines. Engage in all fronts is an unfortunate draw on the first turn here. I don't know if we're going to score that one. That might be a burn for command points. Although Cleanse is easy. We have an easy objective at the front here to cleanse with those faster Inceptor units. Interesting, we're not seeing any Infiltrators in this list today, but that is not often taken in Deathwatch. Deathwatch usually playing the actual combat units. So good stuff, chat. How are we feeling about this prediction today? Right. Damned Legion, thank you so much for joining. I appreciate you. Kawhi had 4 games to play with him in the past 2 months. Yeah, the same. Yeah, I mean, I think if you've been watching the stream for a while, ooh, 72% in favor of Heretics. Wow, all right. People are really voting with their wallets here. If you've been watching the stream for any length of time, you've probably seen like 4 or 5 games with LongshipLoft. As the edition slowly sort of ramped out, I played a ton of games with him.
Okay, cool.
He was the recipient of my initial complaints about Tyranids when the edition dropped. All right, so relatively conservative turn from the Space Marines this turn. Just going to be scoring their secondary, keeping everyone safe, and waiting for these Accursed Cultists to move into range. The real question is whether or not we're going to see one of these units survive. I guess the other question here is whether or not we Dark Obscurate the Undivided unit, or the Mutant unit getting hit, just to give it -1 to be hit from the Desolators. Although, ooh, it looks like we might drop a Veteran squad out, maybe advance it. We can use, I'm going to pull up my Deathwatch stratagems here, chat, so I don't get confused with all of their many different special ammunition stratagems that they have. But they can use one of them to give themselves assault. Yeah, so
there,
their
so, yeah.
Dragonfire rounds get assault and ignore cover. Kraken rounds increase their range by 6 and AP by 1, and then Hellfire rounds give themselves anti-infantry and monster. So all of those pretty useful. I imagine that we're going to be seeing those used pretty liberally today. Interestingly, attaching the Primaris Librarian to the Desolation Squad does give them an invulnerable save. A 4+ invulnerable save, which is useful. But a lot of indirect fire doesn't bump on that invulnerable save, so it's a lot of additional expense. But still, the Primaris Librarian's pretty sweet. Smite's a good spell to have, and he himself is no slouch at fighting.
Interesting thoughts. Okay. So that's that. Where shall this rhino move? I'll move the rhino just normally. Could be use a screen, honestly. You can't like ingress turn 1 or anything, right?
No.
So interestingly, yeah, looking like we're trying to, or going to be using the Rhino to try to body block off the potential arrival of the Undivided Forge Fiend, but we are moving ourselves into range of the original Forge Fiend, the initial Forge Fiend. Question here, I guess, is whether or not we have any guns to try to take that guy out. But he's an Nurgle Forge Fiend, so he's going to be Dark Obscurated if he is an eligible target. Looks like an Inceptor squad pushing super far forward. I guess the interesting thing about these guys is that for the downside of the Assault Bolters is that they are low AP, but with those Dragonfire rounds, you can increase their range and AP, so you can push them to AP2. Or excuse me, you can ignore cover. So you can... no, yeah, use the Hellfire rounds. Or the... I already did it, chat. I got confused between all of the different special mission. The Kraken rounds. The one I didn't say. The stratagem to increase range and AP can push them to AP2 and range 24. They are already assault weapons because they are called assault bolters. It would be weird if they weren't assault weapons. So they can advance and shoot initially without having to do anything special. So these guys, yeah, actually are a pretty solid target for some of these because they're able to sort of compound the effects of multiple, essentially. Multiple of the special ammunition stratagems. This is a pretty good use of a unit. I like that. They're just very fast. They could just pick up a utility unit if they need to.
Yep. I can just move these guys.
I can hold 36 up on this guy. He's probably the closest.
Mm-hmm.
Yep, that's good.
Moving the Desolators.
Over here. He's good.
One out of...
Libby will just pop to the other side. I don't believe you have any shooting that can touch him there. Rhino here.
So the Desolators lose their ignore indirect fire effect?
Right, but I don't think they have
Interesting. You don't really need the ignore cover, so that's not that big of a deal, but the -1 to hit is definitely relevant.
Hopefully it won't come to that.
Mm-hmm. Question is, do I move my Rhino to get cleanse? I can't even do that. Can I even do that? Yeah, I cannot. So
I think the thing would be you could advance the Rhino into the middle, and then you could use Dragonfire rounds on it to let it ignore to get it to give it assault with its bolter, and then you let it do the secondary. That's the cheeky play right there, Chad. But then you don't get Hellfire rounds or your Desolators or whatever, so it feels bad.
We can gizmo that later in your turn. Cool. Desos are on range. Blah blah blah. All right. So shooting. Let's just do Desos. I'll put 5 Cassell launchers into this cultist squad, and then 5 into this torment.
Okay.
Do I want to spend any strats? Do I need any CP next turn? It doesn't seem so. I will spend 1 CP for anti-infantry 2 up. So,
Okay.
and then the Vanguard is going into this squad, obviously. So let's do the 5 into your cultist. I'll do 3 into your cultist there. And then 7 into the other squad. So 3 into your cultists. That's going to be +3. So,
Nurgle man in
shots
chat.
4.
What's up, my dude? We got some Nurgle on the table for you today. Hope you're enjoying.
5 saves, please.
No
No AP.
No AP. So
Yep.
you don't ignore cover because you moved. So 5s, 4 by.
All right. Cool. 4 die. Cool. And then everyone else into the Torment squad. I think I should have just shot everything into that squad. Math
Yeah, a bit of
doesn't
an awkward
support me
split
killing
fire here.
everything.
The
So,
awkward thing about the
let's
Desolation
start
squads, and I've
with
run into this myself
shots.
playing Space Marines, is that it's so difficult to like
Move,
predict
then
how much
plus,
damage they do, and I think the answer is always to never split fire them, which is
4
sort of the
each,
normal
so plus
the normal adage anyway. It's just never split your shots, but it feels like every time you split their fire, one of the halves
So
underswings really
4s,
hard below
rerolling,
average, and then you end up
6s
not
are-
really getting what you need.
Um,
You overkill one
for,
half, and the other one doesn't
precision,
get it.
I'm just gonna allocate until the characters are dead.
That's fine.
And then 2s rerolling. So just 5-up invulns for you.
Yep. So on the characters first, right? That's how we do it. How many is there for the characters?
Okay, so the precision ones are okay. If you want to do the characters first, then
Is that not? I thought. Sorry, I thought.
sixes.
It meant
No,
allocate
it's sixes to
them.
hit are precision. So
Oh,
there's
right. So
yeah.
right. Okay, so
Yeah.
I'll just roll those saves then. How many was it?
It was 19 5-ups.
Okay, okay. So I should run 3 at a time in torment, so we'll just say mutants and then 6-ups on mutants. Right, okay, so the mutants die exactly, the torments are left.
They have a 6-up Fiona Pay.
I did that.
Okay, cool. Yeah, because I asked before the game if they had any defensive strats. You just said 5-up invuln. So
Alright, so
strat.
they can. I could use the -1. It's not a strat. They've always got the feel no pen.
Mhm.
Excuse me if I didn't mention it. But the strat that I could use is the Nurgle one. It gives them stealth, even though they're not marking Nurgle. I should have mentioned that. And
Okay,
there is
cool.
also -1 to EP that I can do. That's a defensive strat for 2 CP. But again, it wouldn't help them because they've got the 5-up in well. Right,
Yep.
so that's the 10 mutants, and that was the 19 saves. So now we've got the precision ones that are going to start on the
14.
characters.
14, 1 damage into your
14, okay. So we're going to do these ones.
Jeez, you're on 14 critical hits. Oh my god.
Technically, these guys don't have the feel no pain, right? Because it's only on this unit, and that doesn't like spill over. So we need to
what's the
do
rule?
these ones. It's just feel no pain 6+ on the unit, but these guys are.
Yes,
that are
yeah, it
the
doesn't
unit.
spill over.
Yeah. So I've got 8 wounds in this squad, and they'll be doing. What's the AP here?
It's AP 0.
AP 0. So I'll be doing 5-ups, but not into 6-ups for these guys. With the Cult Dog, has to take it first, I guess. So that's 5, so I can do 3 at a time on those guys.
You're
Okay,
dead.
so now the leader squad's dead, and I've got 3 6-up feel no pains
Yep.
that I can do on the other squad, right? So
Sorry, I took out a dice. I was trying to
Um,
drag your misses. Yeah.
So what was the?
Yeah, you had one more
what
dice
was
to
it?
roll.
One more, right?
Yeah.
He's good.
He's good.
So I took 2 wins on one of these guys.
Mhm.
He's going to be down to 1.
Okay,
And all
cool.
the characters are dead.
And then here's the Vangor. 3 shots plus 4. Hitting on 4s with 4 rerolls. 6 is
Jesus.
a precision, but doesn't matter anymore.
Oh my god.
And then
What are these dice, chat? Holy crap.
so 6 wounds, AP 1.
Okay, so we don't have the 5-up anymore, so it'll be 6-ups.
Mhm.
Nope, in the box. Okay, so 5 of them go through.
That math
And then
does
you can just
work, I
stick
guess,
together,
right?
so
Because
you
it's
can
like,
just yeah.
it's plus
You have these dice.
40 shots, or plus, yeah. Plus 4 per model, yeah. Plus 40 shots for blast. So the average number of shots there is like 60 with rerolls. So actually 14 precision at anti-infantry 2 is actually pretty reliable. That's really scary from that unit. Didn't really think about consider that application. If you pump their AP, you could actually probably there's like a non-zero chance you just knock Abaddon down with that, which would be awkward. Pretty good. Good use of the otherwise not very useful doctrine.
Right?
And now these guys are out to moment, so they have to be worried about where they end up with a move.
Cleanse for 3.
Because if they get within 24 inches of the Desolation Squad, they'll just get overwatched and killed. They will get 3 wounds back here, so Unfortunately, unless we start spending CP on adaptive strategy, the precision doctrine has been used. But that's probably the best place to use it right there. This feels pretty good.
Well, we'll see. Let's check. These guys are 17, so we're looking at an 11 on 3d6. In the command phase, they are going to declare their once per game advance and charge.
Mhm.
These guys are going to respawn. Probably just want to go on to this middle objective just to hold it, and then I can try and storm this one up here.
So it looks like we got Storm Hostile Objective and Secure No Man's Land for the Chaos Space Marines. Pretty good combination of secondaries right now, especially if we get these Accursed Cultists up into the Inceptor squad. Given how little is in reserve currently for the... I guess, yeah, there's only Inceptors in reserve currently for the Astartes. I do think that there is the potential that we sort of like push through this flank if the Accursed Cultists do what they normally do and take a round of shooting to kill. As long as the Forge Fiend stays out of the Eradicator's sort of death zone before it gets to shoot them, or it just plans to use Dark Obscuration to make itself untargetable, you can probably pretty safely, bring in the next Forge Fiend to kill whatever comes out to kill the mutants, and then you're in a pretty good spot, I think. Looks like we got a huge advance roll on the Accursed Cultists. So they're using the Dark Demagogue's ability to advance and charge and get +1 to hit and wound, and that's going to make this a really easy charge. I think we said a 5-inch charge, maybe a 6-inch charge on those Inceptors. And we did bin engage in all fronts there, so only scored the mini cleanse today for the Space Marines. And if this charge gets made, these Torments should absolutely steal this objective. So that will be an easy Storm Hostile objective for the Chaos Space Marines. All they have to do, I think, is run these the second Torment squad or Accursed Cultist squad into a forward position, and they can grab the Secure No Man's Land. It'd be nice if Deathwatch kill teams could take Desolators or Infernus Marines. It's weird that they can't take Infernus, but I think they're just probably keeping with the composition that they originally came out with. Honestly, the Primaris kill team composition is like a little bit funky because there's no box for it, right? And so you end up having to make this like super convoluted system to compose a unit. I actually don't really love it. Guess we're also maybe just running the Blue Scribes out here. Yeah, it's pretty nice. The danger here is that the Space Marines roll out a assassination. They just pull an assassination and pick up the Blue Scribes, and then you've just given that up for free. Now, I wonder if there's a potential that we actually see these Accursed Cultists. Nope, looks like we're just going to pay for advance and charge on these guys because they're Slaneshi. Okay, well, that's fair enough. Get a little bit of a threat extension from the being able to place the Torment out at the edge of coherency there. Looks like only a 7-inch charge. Wow, all right. On Deathwatch, unfortunately, don't really have much of a recourse to getting engaged. Unlike Gladius Task Force Space Marines, if we're in Black Spear Task Force, they don't have access to Tactical Doctrine, which is normally how Space Marines get out of engagement. But once these guys get stuck in, they just have to teleport out? Oh, no, they can't teleport out. Yeah, they're just stuck. Fortunately, the Inceptors don't care that much because they have pistol weapons, so they're able to fight and then shoot normally anyway. But the engaging them will prevent them from getting around the table as quickly as they would normally want to. Now, we do have Deathwatch veterans on the table that we could potentially put those into Deep Strike at the end of this turn. So one thing that LongshipLoft does have to keep in mind is that he needs to screen this turn. He can't sort of let the pedal take his foot off the pedal a little bit here, because there is a potential that Deathwatch veterans could be showing up in his backline at any point. It's not really up to him, even though there's not much in reserve right now. Yeah, so I'd like to see a bit more of an extension of this unit back in the side here to prevent a unit from coming in there. Then you can fill in the gap with the Forge Fiend in the middle, and then you can use these cultists to cloud out the back and the mutants in the front here. So there may be a little bit of a gap in the back line where a cheeky veteran squad could pop down. Can't use special ammo in a flamer unit. I think you can, right? Like mechanically. Talking rules only. I don't believe that there is a restriction on what ranged attacks get affected by your special ammunition, right? So you could use dragon fire like fire, I guess. Your actual fire has also been imbued with the fire of a dragon. There's no special Promethium? Then explain a Ministorum Flamer, chat. Or an Incinerator. What is that? What is that? That's special. Do Ministorum Flamers just have more Promethium? They're like high velocity. Thank you for the follow, Corby! I am special. That's what my mom tells me, so I appreciate you recognizing that. Looks like we're peeking Abaddon out here a bit. I'd like to see him get line of sight to the Rhino. I don't know if we determined that he did. Doesn't look like it currently. If he does, then he can call a Dark Pact and generate CP off of it, which is kind of nice. Especially because Chaos Space Marines are so CP hungry. That is one of the interesting tensions about the Chaos Space Marine Index. I think it's actually a bit of good design. They have maybe one of the best combinations of stratagems in the entire game within their detachment, but they're so CP hungry that you have to jump through hoops in order to generate CP, and they don't have easy CP regeneration. Their command point economy is really bad. It's not terrible. They do have Rites of Battle on their Chaos Lords, and they can regenerate CP with Abaddon or with one of the enhancements, but you do have to. It's not for free. You know, we're not playing Tyranids. You don't get CP for doing nothing. You're not doing Eldar.
He's alive. Okay, so we'll do these guys. I'll just.
I think maybe we had forgotten to shoot a Hunter Killer off the Rhino, maybe. Looks like it didn't do anything, though. Something, you can't change the past, as they say. Corby! Is this a digital version of Tabletop? It is! If you go to exclamation point how to play... Whoa! T-Dog with those gifts, by the way. Hot diggity damn. Thank you, T-Dog. Congratulations to Goo Karma, ML Paladin, Damned Legion 666. He is KNG. Hammer Point 16, you guys all getting the subs from Mr. T-Dog. I appreciate you, man. Thank you for supporting the channel. Yeah, Corby, if you go put an exclamation point how to play, that's our new player tutorial YouTube series. There are some videos in there on how to get started. This is called Tabletop Simulator, and it has some mods to play 40k. You can also find the information at tts40k.com. That is the homepage for the competitive circuit that we're playing this game in. And there are instructions for installing the game there. But if you come join us on the Discord, exclamation point Discord, there's a lot of people there who will help you out if you have any questions installing all the stuff. And we play there constantly. We have, I think right now, like 7 competitive events ongoing right now. And people are playing every single day in casual games and pickup games. So it's a good time.
Not that it matters.
I've got just the 2 chain guns that can shoot, I believe, because it's 36 and you can see that.
Fair enough.
On 3s, 5 sustain. Nice. Abaddon reroll, so +4. And then it's shun 7, so 5s and 6s. 5s are wins and 6s.
Oh, so it looks like we did get line of sight from Abaddon here.
-1s,
So generate a CP from him.
Right, 2 3-ups.
And wow, just like plowed that Rhino for
Take one.
what, 4 damage.
Okay.
Okay, way to go.
So that's
Reaper
what
autocannons.
Next shooting is this 4 chains, same target. So I'm going to Dark Pacts or Sustain Pacts, but I'm not going to bother with Hazardous. Pass the Dark Pact and then number of shots.
See if we... The hazardous check is a little bit dangerous for these guys because they do have 3 weapons, so they roll 3 dice to see if they take damage. No reason to take damage early this game. When you're just shooting at a Rhino, that probably doesn't matter.
So plus 2, and then Rhinos are T9 or 10?
D9.
T9, so that is that many 83s.
That's sustained, though. Look at that.
Oh,
6
right.
wounds going through. Saving on 5s and these things. These Forge Queens are
probably
brutal, man. Looks like we're going to slow roll just to make sure we don't want a CP to keep it alive. No, that kills it. Easy game. Oh my god. Forge Fiends are so good, Chad. Now, I'm a little bit worried about the positioning of this Forge Fiend. I think we're probably putting it in a position where we're going to force out Dark Obscuration on it if these Eradicators do get in range. They can assault
Yep.
if we use the stratagem. So if you can apply a bunch of stratagems together, I believe.
Okay.
I guess they can't stack the different abilities, but they could also either make their weapons 18-inch range or 24-inch range from 18, or they could advance and shoot.
You got that
So
12.
if they get close enough, they could potentially peek around the corner and shoot that guy. But Dark Obscuration does make that a little bit tough. Big 12-inch charge into the Inceptors here, so that is going to force most of these guys to base, which is a little bit unfortunate for LongshipLoft. But I don't think he's that upset about it, and that will secure him his both of his secondaries. Whew. Good stuff.
They have scary thunder tunnels. Just leave this guy with the objective. So as I leave as many of the guys on the objectives.
Yeah, so I guess hilariously, it's not technically a mod to Tabletop Simulator. All of the tools that you use to play 40k are available within Tabletop Simulator naturally. They've just been they're sort of pushed to their limit, I guess. So you can actually play without downloading anything if you don't want to. Everything you need to play it is on the Steam Workshop. It's all community generated content and models and stuff like that. If you want to get the full experience, then you need to, and you want to get all of the models that everybody uses to play, then it is best to download what's called the Battleforge mod pack, which has a bunch of the utilities that people use and the models that they're using to play right now. But some people upload their own to the Steam Workshop, and you'll find a lot there too. It's a super fun time. It is nice to be able to play 40k without needing setup or travel time. Plus, you can have spectators come in. You can play multiplayer games. We see on Twitch here, especially, some people play narrative games with like 10 people or 8 people, I guess, which is the maximum that TTS allows for, which is super cool. Can you play versus AI? You cannot play versus AI. No, that would be, I think, a next level. You could maybe create a system that dictates like movements, and then you would have to do them manually. But
It's a 7.
Sort of like PvE modes in other board games. Here's a big 9-inch charge from the Torments. Oof. Oh Lord, they coming.
Right, we will attack here first.
No, just after you finish your charge, I'm going to fire Overwatch.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah,
so, yep.
The old pistol Overwatch.
Right. That is just, like, ridiculous, but okay. We all know how this game is going. 3 saves at AP1, please. I don't believe you can save, because I can see your entire unit.
Oh yeah, so it's just going to be the Feel No Pens?
Yeah, so it's just 2 damage
so
each.
That was only half of them, but I'll do the same again. So he takes 1, and then he dies. Oh, there is a guy on a wind, right? So he dies, and then the next guy takes 2.
Yeah. Cool. What were your Feel No Pains? I didn't see them.
I rolled 661 and then 2, 4, 6. Actually, it was.
You rolled a double 6. Cool.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So this guy's down to 1, not 2.
Mm-hmm. That was such an abysmal Overwatch. Holy shit! What happened to it?
And then a extremely cheeky double 6 for me.
That does feel like how Overwatch
maybe
works
my
sometimes.
dice is just.
I think unless you have a torrent or a reroll effect, you should never expect anything out of Overwatch. It's just a nice threat. All right, let's take a look at these Accursed Cultists here, chat.
There'll be a number of attacks. So 24 and 12 for 36.
Mm-hmm.
2 attacks each from the little guys.
And then
D6 plus 2 at strength 5, AP 1, 2 base damage from the big guys. At plus 1 to hit and wound currently. I don't think these Inceptors are long for this world, I'm gonna be honest. These big dudes hit like a truck.
On threes, rerolling ones because they're undivided. So these go away, these sustain. And then a strength 5, so it would normally wind on 5s, but it's going to wind on 4s for the plus 1.
Yeah, plus 1 to wound. Nice.
Yeah, it was plus 1 to hit and wound and advance and charge on a Dark Commune turn.
I see.
AP 1.
You kill everyone.
2 damage.
Ooh, there you go.
Okay.
All right. Well, that feels good. I think as long as if those accursed cultists generate you value at all, that's pretty solid. But yeah, the scary thing here is that this unit is full of Thunderhammers. And those are not regular Thunderhammers. Those are 3 damage Deathwatch Thunderhammers. You don't want to touch those guys. So consolidating here would be a little bit dangerous. It's a good formation from Justin to protect the Eradicators from engagement in case one of these units get up in here.
At least 3 guys. But yeah, I guess.
And we'll see what these mutants are going to be able to do to the other unit. I don't know if they're going to have quite as much luck without all of the buffs. They are wounding on 5s here. And they'll probably just get picked up by the Inceptors on the swing.
Like, it's very worth overwatching, except I don't do any damage here.
So 46 plus 8 for these guys.
Yeah, 46 plus 8. I will.
Oh,
Yeah,
good
that's fine.
chance.
I'll AOC here.
No, go ahead. Of
Yeah.
course, I'm going fast like you're
Mhm.
welcome. So 18 and 8, 26.
Do you have rerolls here at all, or?
No rerolls on these guys.
Mhm.
But because I'm Dark Pacting for sustained hits, which I'll roll right now, and then Marcus Lanesh, they crit on 5s.
Okay, cool.
I
You're good.
pass.
Yeah. I should start rolling your dice because clearly.
It's like it's doing well for me. So they have 3s because of the plus 1.
Is fighting through a wall the same as in 9th? It is. Yep.
Yeah, but
The difference is that in order to chain attacks, so to attack through a friendly model, in 9th edition you could do it within half an inch. So sometimes you could have a model in front of the wall chaining back from somebody who's behind the wall as long as the wall wasn't too thick. Now you have to be base to base. So you can only ever fight in one rank if you're fighting through a wall. But as long as you're within an inch of the enemy model, then you're good to go.
If you don't mind me getting back and spending the CP.
Sure.
I
Go for
get to see my advance roll before I spend the CP also. So it's not like I would have had to decide before.
Yeah, that's fine.
Right, thanks very much. So it was hitting on 4s only, so these go away, but these still duplicate because I don't have the plus 1. And then these ones are going to be winding on 5s.
Yeah.
Because again, no plus 1. Right.
Still roll extremely
Oh,
well.
look at that shot, though.
Totally fine. Easy.
So these would be 3-up saves in the Inceptors because we did use Armor of Contempt to try to keep them alive. Looks like one guy is taking a little bit of damage.
He's alive. Oh no, is AP1? Does this
It's
one?
AP1, but I'm AOC, so I'm saving.
Oh,
them for
yeah, of course.
Cool. Kill a guy.
So a guy and a half or a guy total, was it?
Yep, and then I'll pile in.
Yep.
Pile into here. This guy will pile in this way. He can't base. Perfect.
Yeah, it's kind of a weird new one from the new edition. The especially tough thing is piling in and consolidating base to base, in my opinion. That makes the piling and consolidate really complicated because you have to go base to base with an enemy if you can, which can actually pull you out of base to base with other friendly models that you would normally be able to attack through.
Okay, so
Lotus Cobra 8, thank you so much for the
15 attacks.
follow.
God,
Nice little MTG
that was abysmal. That was so bad.
MTG reference there too.
13 under.
Justin over here complaining about his dice, rolling 13 wounds into these guys, but he does have outside moments, so that it makes sense. And it is just going to be on their invulnerable save. What are these saves, though? Holy crap.
Like, yeah.
So 7 go through. Well, it's going to kill 3 of these guys because one of them's wounded, so that's a lot of damage. And then that is going to... that will lock in the Inceptors for now. I think Justin was hoping to be able to pull out those Inceptors or use them to fight the Cultists, but having a Torment live there is pretty extreme. He was between the Overwatch and the fight, I think, especially with
Cool.
with Oath or with his Oaths of Moment active. He was hoping to knock these dudes out, but
Yeah, you get 10.
didn't happen. So both tacticals scored for Longship, and we'll see what the Space Marines can do to swing back from here.
Yes. Fair enough.
That's true. Yeah, the torment will actually regenerate another guy for sure. I don't think it's gonna keep him alive from all of the Inceptors, but
You do kill more.
we'll see.
Right? You kill more.
And the Eradicators.
Yeah. You got the
and
Inceptors and the Rhino. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, and we are on Killmore this game for the primary.
Yep. And then you don't score the kill and kill more turn 1, right?
No.
Yeah.
Do you? As it says in each turn.
No,
At
in
the
the
end.
second, third, or fourth battle round.
Oh, is it the end of? Once we no, it's the bottom one, right? At the end of each battle round, it says.
Yeah,
Yeah.
hold and hold more
Oh,
score
and
turn 2 onwards, but the kill and
Kill
kill
and
more
kill more.
every turn.
Okay, cool. So I would have gone there. Cool.
Yep.
All right.
So,
Command phase.
Did you kill a unit though?
Yeah, the commune.
I killed the dark
The
commune. Right?
commune, the commune got it right. Okay, no problem.
Yeah.
And then I passed it over to you, right?
Yeah, you did. So let's do oaths. I'll oath this squad here, and then
Pretty natural oath a moment target here. I will oath this unit that I absolutely have to dumpster with extreme prejudice this one turn before things go extremely poorly for me.
Fucking bullshit. It's so bullshit. God, I fucking hate this game. Oh, also at the end of the turn, I'm picking up these eradicators for free.
Yeah, that's no problem.
So using Teleportarium with Rites of Battle on the Eradicator squad. Very nice. That is a little spicy. Oh, and look at, yeah, we have a perfect spot just lined up. You do have to get within 12 of this guy in order to shoot him with everything, but I think this Forge Fiend is probably not long for this world. Bit of a mistake on LongshipLoft's part, I think. I don't think he's really screened out over there. A little bit scary. Definitely, I think he would have been behooved to move the Flamers back, but I think it is tough to remember that you are playing against Space Marines, but these are maneuverable Space Marines. They're going all friggin' over the place.
Yeah. Okay.
Is there a mod that reworks the Codex of Tau?
Just roll 1/1 out of 18 shots in Overwatch with 4 rerolls.
Weird that there's no anti-synergy with For the Greater Good.
Yeah, and you pass
Weird
all
that there's
your
no
attacks.
anti-synergy.
Oh,
Well, there's like, I don't know. There's interesting synergy.
Can't do anything.
The thing with For the Greater Good is that I think rules as written, it's actually extremely powerful. It basically just gives your entire army +1 to hit as long as you don't split fire. But some places, it depends on where you play, I guess, and I think that dramatically changes how powerful Tau are. So we are falling back the Inceptors? Interesting.
You can't chase me after I fall back, right?
No.
We did regenerate another Torment. Yeah, so unfortunately that means these Inceptors are just going to steal this objective away from the cultists to prevent them from obsecking it. But that does mean I think that they're locked out of shooting now.
EOC on here.
Ryosi? Cool.
So rework is +1 AP in melee? Solid. Solid.
4 guys.
I would like the ability for Tau to be able to use their guns as melee weapons. I think it'd be cool. I want to see a Tau commander just go in and just start blasting people with cyclic ion blasters and melee.
Seems.
Because it always kind of feels like, I don't know. It's like all the art is like Tau people shooting people at close range, but it's only ever been like, I don't know, like breacher teams and stuff that have actually been able to do that. Do I take recommendations for tournaments for my army list videos? Recommendations like for tournaments to look at? Or like lists that you want me to break down?
Anyway, I can get bonus to anyone else. Answers.
Use the assault shot.
Yeah, I definitely can. Do
I
want to do
can
it?
use the thunder off shooting outside 12 strat though also.
Yeah, of course. I understand.
Yeah, this is extremely aggressive. Because if the Desolators push here,
It's into the Forge Fiend to have
The-
0 guys on line of
the
sight.
Forge Fiend, I guess it depends on where the Eradicators come in. Yeah, I guess we're probably not going to move there. does feel a little bit
Yeah, this was just dumb.
a little bit like
I guess
a
I should have expected it because I'm incapable of rolling dice.
little aggressive.
Did you use your free strap for the Eradicator's to Teleportarium?
Yep, I did indeed.
Did a 2-day this weekend, might have some interesting results. So the list videos, I actually the best list in 40k videos. I actually look at every at least on BCP. I go through the BCP results. So if you have an event that isn't listed on BCP, I can't reference it, so I don't know what to tell you. I do look at every 24 plus player event result, but when I choose my lists. If you have specific lists you want me to look at, Tactical Tuesday is the way to where to go, basically. Tactical Tuesday, it's a lot more freeform, but usually for the edited videos, I'll like curate the list a little bit so that I'm not talking about the same thing every week. Although this week was depressing. I was actually editing this as the players told me that they were going to play this game, so that's going to come out tomorrow morning instead of tonight because of this we're streaming this game. But yeah, this week was a ridiculous showing by Eldar. It was like probably one of the strongest showings I've ever seen in 40k over the course of a weekend. It's like close to like 8th edition Space Marine energy, which is like not where you want the game to be, which is unfortunate, but it is what it is.
My fraggy boys, no.
72% mirror this one, right? Yeah, I mean they won as many events as every other faction in the game combined.
Basically the intention.
Over half of the undefeated lists this weekend were Eldar. Over 50%. And generally speaking, if you played a 6 or greater round event, you had no chance of going undefeated if you didn't play Eldar. Almost every single undefeated list at a 6 round or higher event was Eldar. It was absolutely nuts. Yeah. Just insane. And there's some good ones we could talk about. Actually, we're talking about Tau. There is a Tau list on that video. We got some Tyranids to talk about, like a little bit of Thousand Suns. Like there's other factions there. But honestly, like the game looks so much healthier. There are events that either have terrible Eldar players, which is wild, or that have an underrepresentation of Eldar, and the top 8 are really interesting. It's like 8 different factions and a bunch of interesting results. But as soon as Eldar get put into the mix, they win everything, and it's just frustrating. I don't know. Tournament was won by
Let me just see if I can...
Thousand Suns with an Orc player in second. Yeah. So the spoiler alert for the video, I guess I talk about all 3 of those lists. There's always one event every weekend that Eldar are not what's the word? Like dominant at, and it always is the most interesting lists every time.
It does put me very squarely in Abaddon range, but you'll need to Slanesh strat to advance and charge for that, right?
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
So I imagine this is a disembark and then move from the Deathwatch kill team.
This way and get
Or the veteran team.
way. Yeah, it's impossible for me to hide these guys unless I'm just behind there. Okay. Given that you've rolled consistent 6-inch advances, then I kind of need to respect your
Friend wants to do to dip into small tournaments. He already played some games. He loves Tau and Eldar. I showed him the faction performances. He said, "Let me buy a Farseer." Well, the problem is like you look at a faction performance like that, and you can't make unless 40k is your life and you're made of money, you can't make purchasing decisions like based on those because you know they're going to change like next week. Like this, we only have 10 days left in this month, and I think that there's going to be a data slate that windmill slams as soon as Nova opens over. So immediately after Labor Day weekend here in the States, they're gonna drop the hammer of God on Eldar. So if you're like, oh, I'm new into the game and I'll buy Eldar because they're really good, I think that's just wrong. I think that's probably just not gonna work out for you.
I do want to be on the objective though. How many OCs did blue scribes?
So dropping an Inceptor squad into the middle here, it looks like to try to
Yeah.
steal the objective from the blue scribes. Yeah, we're probably just going to try to kill them, I imagine. Just get rid of these dudes. That does give Abaddon something to charge, but at least he's not charging Deathwatch veterans at that point.
All right.
This MSU is going to be I think a little bit tough for the Chaos Space Marines to deal with because they only have a couple big threats. So having to split fire or try to deal with individual offensive squads is really awkward.
Librarian can see them. I'll just make sure my Infernus heavy bolters.
Got an RTT this weekend. My friend's Eldar got tabled by Guard. Guard is like it is the silver bullet for sure. I mean, that was the experience at WTC, right? Like, WTC teams were taking Guard players to kill Eldar players. And I think a good Guard player that has good target selection and a lot of artillery is able to just kill every single like model on the table that's not a like Wraith Knight, and then call it a day.
Can't come in within there. 9 inches here, and then 9 inches here. Yeah. No anything there. Not even useful for secondaries.
About to buy a Combat Patrol Eldar box. Maybe after the Gingham and nerf, it will not be anymore. Yeah, we'll see. Yeah, waiting 2 weeks I think is a good call, especially because I mean, if I were looking for a cheap army, chat, I think that there is a pretty reasonable chance that you will find some inexpensive Eldar armies after come September. Now, Games Workshop has been pretty conservative on their nerfs in the past, especially like through 9th edition. So I think that I wouldn't be shocked if the nerf was like, you know, enough to put them down to like a 49%, but not enough to kill them, right? And so I think if you want to play Eldar are most likely still going to be a very viable option. And they might even be an above average option. But I think a lot of people who are used to free wins and don't really want to actually play the game will just cut their Eldar armies and sell them immediately after that happens. So I would, yeah, I don't know. You might find some cheap armies. So here come Eradicators. Looks like we're just going to blast our way at this Forge Fiend with a bunch of multi-meltas.
5s to wound.
And we do get rerolls because they are totally eradicating it. Yeah, this is a huge mistake on LongshipLoft's part. What we could have done, obviously, is just placed this cultist squad into a big long string, and so that you can't place any models back there in your opponent's reinforcement step. And you have to deal with it again the next turn, but I think he just maybe forgot about the teleporter. And we can see he screened out with this unit afterwards, but didn't quite do it to begin with. So mistakes were made, and this should probably pick up this Forge Fiend, unfortunately. Pretty solid use of the Gravis armor.
2 more saves, please.
Yeah, the Tyrannidlers in Nerf's last edition were pretty insane for sure. But they didn't like kill the faction. They put them to like they put them at a coin flip win rate, right? Which is where you want them to be. Like they could have just said that like Tyranids don't get any army abilities and like all their stratagems suck, but they didn't quite do that. That was what they did in 9th edition or 8th edition. 8th edition something was good and they just like they doubled its points value, and so things just became terrible. But they've been much better about it more recently.
All right, take 6.
Is it blow up?
So there goes the Forge Fiend.
Right, Eradicators did the one thing that they
to be expected.
These Inceptors.
Someone in a tournament had heard whispers about Tyranid Codex leaks. I mean, yeah, I would. If there was a rumor that didn't say that there was a version of Crusher Stampede in the new Tyranid Codex, I would. That's what I would take with a grain of salt. That sounds totally unreasonable.
4. Okay. So everything wounds. I default on overcharge. So.
9.
Yep.
So 4 up involves.
If I knew I'd roll that well, you're dead. 3 damage each. I just shoot your Terminators instead. Do I kill myself? No.
Yeah, the sad part of Tyranids, I think, was like the overrun nerfs, but my win rate, ironically, actually improved after the Tyranid nerfs. I think because I had to start working harder, so I started playing like smarter, not harder on the in the list I was playing. I was playing like Tyrant Guard and Carnifexes and like weird stuff that was off meta, and I think it actually did better for me. Tyranids are definitely playable after those changes.
Yep. No, you're in cover. So.
Oh, right, okay.
Biggest rumor in the mill is that Space Marine 2 has a lot of stuff. Yeah, that's what I heard as well.
Nope, two
And
damage.
I hope that's the case, because the alternative is that Space Marine 2 is garbage and too early in production so far to be good, and that they're keeping everything under wraps, which is probably the more likely outcome. But I hope that it's the thing where they don't want to show everything off. Looks like we got one mutant alive on one wound here from LongshipLoft's amazing Feel No Pains. This guy's going to keep regenerating if
Plus blast.
Justin can't kill it. Here goes frag cannons into the
Shots.
torments, it looks like.
Plus, 16. Fours to hit. Oh, feel free to do any.
Slifer 121, thanks for the follow.
Oh, you might be hitting
Appreciate you.
both, but it's not the desolators, it's the frag cannons.
27 AP1.
Ooh.
So 27, 5.
I like the technology, by the way. So that was the frag cannons. It's another, multi-shot D3 blast weapon. They get rapid fire again once they're close range. There's a synergy with land speeders that I think is really appropriate and doesn't get highlighted enough, where you see a lot of Deathwatch lists with 1 or 2 random land speeders, and that's so that they can actually buff the frag cannon like Alpha Strike. So you can give the frag cannons extra range and +1 AP, so that extends the range of the rapid fire, and then they also get +1 to hit from and ignore cover from the land speeder. So they go kind of ham at that point. Then they're the equivalent of AP3, hitting on 2s, I think. The base weapon skill, their ballistic skill 3, I think.
More like 4 up.
Oh, they are ballistic skill 4, so then they go down to 3s. But Oza Moment smooths everything over. Slifer, glad to hear that the videos are helpful.
And then 5 ups.
I appreciate that, dude.
5 ups, but if they all 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, yeah, I can do them all at once. Okay, and then
In twos.
set ups. Okay, I take 1, I take another 1, I die. I take 2, I die, so that's 2 dead. I take 2, I die,
3,
3 dead.
4.
I take 2, I die, 4 dead. So all the mutants and 4 of the torments. Ouchie.
Yeah, I don't think there's
Not
a universe
unexpected.
where you expect that a Skeleton squad to survive after doing what it did. You can't run across the army into a Space Marine army and expect yourself to live.
Right, so I guess I probably means I need to do it in a different order. It would be like one of these guys surviving and another one of these guys dying, say.
Sure.
Just so that it doesn't fizzle automatically. I don't know if that's
Yeah.
exactly it, but I think that's generous enough that we can do it.
Yeah.
Those chain explosions, chat. Those are some of the. It's such an obnoxious rule. Like Deadly Demise and old explosion mechanics especially are so annoying. But it is so epic when it happens, like in a big way.
5s.
2 damage each.
2 damage.
Yep. Assume you're taking a torments.
So take 2. Yeah, it has to be torments. Well, I suppose it didn't have to be, but yeah. So he takes 2 and then he dies.
Mm-hmm.
So by the way, we did get area denial, capture enemy outpost for Justin over here. So he is going to get area denial with the Inceptor squad. The unfortunate part is this capture enemy outpost draw. That's really bad for him, and I think that's going to turn into a command point as well. Those fortunately are fueling the Deathwatch CP economy right now. He doesn't really have other ways to do that beyond just his one rights of battle. But so it is kind of useful that he's drawing these bad cards, but I'm sure he would rather have victory points, especially with the lead that LongshipLoft has right now after his first turn draws. Oh, yeah, Tervagons used to kill Termagants around them when they died. It was really bad.
Not like I have many people in range. It is going to be 2 guys in range. Don't think it's worth it, so no CP spent here. Desos, I'll put 5. I'll put 4 Castellan launchers here, and then the Vangor is gonna go into the Forge Fiend. See if I can chip some wounds off. Actually, no. I have decided. I'll do 5 into the these guys. 5? Yeah, 5 sounds good. Librarian's gonna overcharge into here, and then I'll do 5 into here, and then
Okay.
Vangor's gonna go into this squad as well.
Okay.
So start with
Nice.
start with the Libby.
Look at that line of sight. Gorgeous.
3 shots. 1 explodes. 1 save on your 6-up. No.
Just,
How much damage? It's gonna be 3.
6-ups.
Don't know if they have a
Can you
6-up.
live?
Not on overcharge smite, but it doesn't matter.
It's this
Alright.
moment, yeah.
Yep.
Good job, Librarian.
And
That's
then,
why we keep you around,
5
buddy.
Into your cultist here. I guess yeah, that will be that.
Killed Bellicor
And then
and Magnus with a
plus,
Valiant Harpoon. Oh my god.
So 4.
Was it a
3,
devastating
so
wound
that's
Valiant Harpoon or just the
um,
regular
six
one?
rerolls. I didn't please. 9.
The scariest thing about the Harpoon launcher isn't that, like, it's not even rolling the attack, especially against like Magnus, because Magnus just like blanks it if he fails to save. But it's when your opponent like rolls the wound roll and you're just like, please not a 6.
No. These
Your
are,
butt clenches, your whole body tenses up. You're like, anything but a 6, please. And then if they get it, you're like,
they're
well.
very good. Cool.
The worst is when they
And
roll a 1 and
then,
then they like
here
lay
into
low the
your,
tyrants, reroll it into a 6.
that
And you're
squad.
like, no, I thought I was safe.
Got you.
Oh, it was devastating? Amazing.
And then I get +5 blast.
Oh no, was it the Terminators? These guys are oath too.
Yeah, these guys are oath.
Yeah.
So I double oath. I oath
Ah,
this
yeah,
squad
yeah.
and the Terminator squad.
I thought you had rolled a hit there, sorry, but it was just your number of attacks.
And then 4s because you're T4.
Wrestling.
Yep.
Thank you for
10 saves.
wrestling your way up into this
It's gonna be 3 now, sorry.
stream.
Because
Appreciate you.
the commune are T3 and the unit are T4.
All right. So that's gonna be 3 3s and 1 3. Okay, so 4 more saves. So 14 saves total.
Okay, 14. 6-ups. And again, the first guy can take a feel no pain, but I don't imagine it'll matter. This is exact. If I fail this, the squad dies exactly because there's
Oof.
9 wounds.
Really? It's the exact kill.
And then Rhino has no line of sight to anything, and the other shot fizzes away. I think that's everything. No charges. Oh, I do have a 9 charge here, so I'll see if I can do it.
That would be a cute charge. A big charge
Yeah,
pile
well,
and
they
consolidate.
can.
Did he boxcars it? Oh my god. I said capture enemy outpost might be a bad call, a bad pull for the Space Marines, but a 12-inch charge out of Deep Strike? Do they get it? Unlikely, I guess. It is 5 OC. We probably can't pile in with these guys in the front because we will have to base.
Dude, I like did these eradicators are they're onto something right now.
I do obsec this objective now as well, put a wee marker on it.
Alright, I'll do Paladins. So this guy goes here. Those guys are all
So it's
based.
like the wall on the opposite side of the cultists over here actually prevents a bunch of models from getting base to base. A bunch of models in the back
Yeah,
of the
I don't think
Eradicator
you can
squad, which is kind of
outpost
useful for them.
Need to get 5 guys onto it.
Get the widget up.
Yeah, I can't because the ruin's blocking the way.
Combat patrols
I
are
like
still
that,
worth as an
yeah.
intro point. Yeah, combat patrols are fine. They're kind of like so hit or miss. It's so tough to like make a
Oh, this guy could not base.
Punch.
Right, so I can pile in with it.
Oh, okay.
what?
Yeah, my bad.
Yeah, that's the guys on.
Mhm.
So you should be able to move 4 on it, but I've got
Yep.
5.
Cool. So that should be contesting.
Assuming you kill all these guys. No.
Assuming I kill the cultist.
This one's on it too, right? So these guys are
Yeah.
5 of them on it.
Yeah, but I should be able to get 5, right?
Oh, you
Is
can
this
get
guy?
5, okay. Right,
Yeah.
that'll contest then if you kill all the cultists.
Yeah.
Do
So
you-
I'll start with the captain.
I didn't think that guy was within 3.
Oh, is he not? Okay. Fair
I'm not
enough.
sure. Like, do you want to do your bubble?
He is not.
Then, right,
like-
okay.
Barely not touching. It's fine.
If you could have done it so it was, then that's fine. But I think you moved your full distances, right?
I did move. These guys move 10. So what I probably could have done is with my charge move, I go here.
Right, that's fine. If you want to do it like that, then you can.
Yeah,
Well,
thanks.
Well,
need
you have
base-
to-
need
you have to
with these
base.
guys, right?
Yeah,
And
yeah,
then-
but these guys couldn't base. These guys were string back, so they couldn't base because these guys based.
They
Well,
couldn't go
this
this way.
captain. Yeah, yeah.
Because you had models.
right,
you are
yeah.
up here, right?
Because you rolled a double 12 though, right? You rolled a double
Yeah.
6, so it was like.
It's fine. I'm probably not going to get Captor anytime
Right,
soon. So,
okay.
yeah, it's a Hail Mary in a pretty much lost game. So, I'll start with the captain.
Man, just deep strikes
I'll
versus
hit
12-inch
6
charge.
and then
To
2
get it to
skills,
just
2
put its
skills.
back line, it's like, this game's over. I'm gonna lose.
So 6 guys die.
My man, you killed like
and
700
then
points this
2
turn.
relic sword attacks.
Yeah, you want to
that's
keep a
boom.
dude in there. Lock those guys in
And
combat.
then the rest of the guys. So just like, oh yeah, these guys were in contact. So been like 3 guys. So 9
Declared, yeah.
attacks.
Oh, we heard it. You said this game was over. That's a concession. Well, at least it gives Abaddon something to do. He's going to turn this entire unit into
4
a
6-ups.
fine vapor. Won't have to worry about those eradicators anymore. You
Okay.
do have to worry about Overwatch from them, but this charge actually makes it kind of funny because the other Forge Fiend can come out of reserve and not really be in a position to get hit by them. And there goes the cultists.
I'll Paladin, not an inch away from the wall because I can't hold objective, as we established.
Tempted to start buying new models for salamanders. I mean, worst case scenario, right? You buy a bunch of salamanders, see if they're good in the new codex, and if they're not,
guess
you
I'll
just get a
discard.
Vulcan
I'll get area
from
denial, I'll
Forge World,
discard
and you
that.
use him as Gilliman, and you play
5
Ultramarines.
for that.
That's the secret technology. Although salamanders, like, they do have some cool faction-specific abilities. Vulcan Heston's actually sweet.
Cool. That's the turn to you.
I like that guy a lot, and I think they're interestingly one of the few factions that have like actual thematic abilities, which a lot of the game is missing right now. So huge blow onto the Chaos Space Marines right now. Justin is complaining about his dice, but has killed all but 2 units on the Chaos Space Marine side. Now, to be fair, those units are about half of the Chaos Space Marine army, but and we do have a Forge Fiend coming out of reserve, plus a bunch of Raptors, plus a Changeling, so there's a lot going on. So I think what we're going to do here, objective secured gets locked in for the Terminators. So what's probably going to happen is we're going to try to kill the Inceptors with the Terminators, push the Forge Fiend around, maybe try to use the Undivided stratagem to knock out the Rhino, and then get a crossfire shot maybe into the Inceptors back here, although I don't know if there is a line of sight back there. Yeah, no, I don't think there is.
I've given you your 4 already.
So if Chaos Space Marines can clear out the midboard, then they basically just have to deal with the Space Marines that are here. And Abaddon can basically kill infinite Space Marines if he's given the opportunity to do so. The awkward part, I think, is going to be this Inceptor squad, since the Eradicator should get picked up by the Terminators. The Inceptors should also get picked up by the Terminators. And the downside is if the Forge Fiend pops out from Strategic Reserve to kill these guys, then the Desolators just give themselves assault, run over, Oath of Moment, and kill it with missile launchers. So you're kind of playing a peace trade game. There might be a line of sight along this way. I'm not entirely sure, though. Depends on where this objective ends up standing, I think. Where you can push the line of sight across the Undivided Forge Fiend and just kill those guys. But I'm worried that the Eradicator screen that out, actually. Now, we did pull Bring It Down for LongshipLoft, so he is incentivized to kill the Rhino. And the Rhino is actually going to be really useful for the Deathwatch if it's allowed to survive. If he can kill the Rhino, though, this is going to be another huge secondary objective score for Chaos Space Marines, because they're going to be maxing their no prisoners, and they're going to be getting a Bring It Down. So they're already up by a bunch of points. They might lose Killmore this turn, but they'll probably that would just mean, yeah, they'll be down 4. But if they're able to score all their secondaries, then they'll get the edge there.
Yeah.
I only buy Eldar. I don't have a single Eldar model, chat. When I was a kid, I owned 1 box of Dire Avengers, and I think those are the... Oh, I owned 1 jet bike. You used to be able to buy individual jet bikes in a little box, which I don't even think you could play. But you could buy them. All right, so it looks like we're gonna put the Forge Fiend out in the middle here. I guess that will be not open to get shot by the Desolators, it looks like. Raptors popping down as well. It's aggressive. You could save the Raptors for a turn. There's no real reason to push them out right now. But I think that we might just be pre-measuring.
Yeah, you're 7 inches away from me right now. Yeah.
Line of sight to the Inceptors looks hairy. It looks like it has it, though. And if it undivided trance, it's a pretty good chance it picks up all the Inceptors. I think especially with 3 extra shots from the Blast and Sustain, I think it actually picks up most of the Inceptors on it. Or it does enough mortal wounds to kill most of the Inceptor squad by itself. I am worried that Longship might be over-committing to these Eradicators, though. He doesn't need everything to shoot them, but we'll see.
Oh, Trevi, question?
What's up?
So do these ruins count as 2 different ruins or 1?
Yes, each rectangle is a single terrain feature.
Okay, cool. So this Forge Fiend cannot see these guys, right?
The Forge Fiend currently can't see the Eradicators. That
Just
look like.
Cool.
make sure that he is going to be able to shoot over here. This is going to be too close
Yeah.
today, guys, I think.
Uh,
I'm probably just gonna
Can
come
you
and call.
change the gizmo here? I just need to check line of sight real quick.
Change, do what?
The objective here.
Oh, right, yeah, so...
Because you moved that Forge Fiend, right?
That's right. Are you thinking about an Overwatch?
I am indeed. I need to remove the strat reserve thing too. How many people are in line of sight though? It's a good question. Not a
So
lot.
the guy that's wholly within here, and it's the
Yeah, I don't think anyone's.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, it's like 2 guys, so like 1 guy maybe. So not worth it.
I don't even know if this guy can see, right? It goes like that.
Yeah. So nobody can see.
So
Yeah, I think we're
No,
definitely
no,
just
wait,
planning
does
to
that
pick
mean I
these
can't
guys
see
up with
them?
Abaddon.
Because actually, I'm
No, you
supposed
can
to-
see them because
I can see
I'm
this
touching
guy.
the ruin. Yeah, I'm
But
touching the ruin.
But he can't see wholly without it, right? So it's only. See, to be honest, mate, my line of sight looks a bit dubious here. I'm just going to move back a wee bit, and then maybe you do have 1 guy that can see if you want to go for it.
Yeah, I have 1 guy, but it's not worth shooting a single dude.
Right, okay. Sure. But this guy's probably going to shoot. Hopefully, he's not going to shoot them anyway. I don't think he's going to shoot in one of these directions. I just need to make sure that there's a line of sight up here as well for him. But don't worry, like him in the corner.
Exclamation point how to play chat will get you to our new player tutorial series. And there are guides in there on how to play TTS 40k. There's a guide on installing it. There's a guide on using the what's the word? On using the mods, and then there's a guide on using Yellow Scribe, which is how the players get the data sheets like onto their models.
Yep, I will AOC here.
Okay.
Yep.
I'll
You're good.
pass, and then hazardous tests.
You're good.
Oh, good. And then number of shots, 6 plus 3, 9.
Mhm.
On 3s, 6s explode. And
Easy.
So 1 miss, but plus 1. And then on 3s, 6s are dev, rerolling for the strat.
Oh, were you didn't declare dev? I wouldn't have AOC'd otherwise.
Oh, right, that's fine. Take it back. Yeah, I rolled the hazarduses, sorry.
Yeah.
Aye. But if you don't mind, I do mean to declare dev, and you can take the CP back.
I'll take the CP back. Cool.
Right, okay. So in that case, we've got
6 mortal wounds.
6 AP3s and then 6 mortal wounds.
Okay, cool. So the first one, 5 up, saved. 5 up, saved.
Oh, he's doing it. Alright.
No.
Oh my god. Could these guys
What
survive
is up with
here?
your dice, man?
Oh, that
Um,
kills him exactly.
Both
Do we see if
guys
he
are
rerolled that
exploding.
last one?
I don't know. It's your lobby. It's not. It's not. I mean, it's like. It's just
I'll
the
keep the guy in the corner alive. Cool.
Okay. So, that's this unit. Next
Yeah.
unit is going to be Abdon's unit is going to shoot at the insectors here. So you've got 1, 2 guys in range. Abdon's in range.
How many saves was it? It was 5 or 6
4.
wounds.
6 wins and 6 models.
So that would
Yeah.
kill them, right? Because 3 died
no,
to the
I had-
damage, and then 2 died to the mortals.
Oh, would it kill them?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
I wasn't counting it, to be honest.
Yeah,
I missed
'cause
it
it-
if it
yeah.
would have killed them.
They save on
Yeah.
5s, right? And it's a 1, 2, 3, so 3 failed saves for 3 damage each, and then 6 mortals to kill the last 2.
Oh, okay, cool. Do you mind if I reroll a save then?
Yeah, your last one was the 3.
Okay, cool.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
fine then, yeah. If you
Still
score
dead.
on. Oh, okay. Go for trains.
Oh,
Right,
right,
so-
because there were 5. Yeah.
So the guys that can shoot over here, I got 1 guy out of range. I think this guy's also out of range. Oh no, he looks okay. Oh wait, yeah, he's
Yeah,
okay.
he's good.
So the 1 guy, but this guy can't see, right? So it's going to be 7. 6 combo weapons, the 2 chain guns and Abaddon's gun. I'm going to dark pack for sustained hits.
Pass.
And then Abaddon's gun first.
Mhm.
Fish for explosions.
Che, I don't know what's going
Easy.
on with the link
Plus
here.
3,
Let me get you it
and then
manually.
Shin 5.
Yeah, easy. Just roll.
Sometimes YouTube
Roll
links get
insanely well.
truncated. I think that's what's happening, probably.
I wish I could roll like that. Kill a guy.
Then chain gun. Jeez off. And then 3 strength 7. Okay, so 10 AP1.
Mhm. Roll another guy.
Okay, and then the combo item 6 of.
Mhm.
And then reroll. So this misses, these explode.
Mhm.
And then force for mortals.
He's dead.
5. Right, the Raptors over here. Did I roll to get a CP on a 2-up with my dark pack? I passed my dark pack, but on a 2-up.
Yeah, you get your CP. It's free.
Right.
It is literally easy.
We'll do the
Alright.
Raptors.
Try this thing, chat.
Dark pack for sustained. Shooting at
Hopefully
the
that one
squad.
works.
Mhm.
Make sure my bot puts that one in.
They pass, and then it's 2 plasma guns rapid firing and 1 plasma pistol
Mhm.
on 3s, and they are overcharging. Right, so these 2 miss, but these 2 explode. And then on 2s, T4.
Yep.
4 AP3,
5 ups.
2 damage.
Oh, I guess I have invulns, but it's fine.
If only one model can see
You
the
can
target
take
unit,
on
only
the
that
ship,
model
guys,
can
if
see.
you want it, if
If
that's
only
what
one
you
model
want.
of the target
Yeah.
unit can be seen, the entire unit is
No,
targetable.
it's fine. I need to
Uh,
keep currency in.
Yeah, that's
Uh,
correct.
Mhm.
Like sort of technically, the
And then the bolt pistol
the
is 2 shots.
unit being targetable
Uh,
is
3 hits. On 4s, 3 wins.
it's not like you can target individual models in a unit. So as long as a unit is targetable, then damage can be applied to. Then attacks can be directed at the unit. But then who actually
Yeah.
takes the damage is
Hazardous is
is
alive.
decided by the defender in that case.
Right, okay.
So it's not like you can see a model and say I'm going to shoot all your heavy weapon guys or whatever. Which I'm sure you understand, but I just want to make sure that for like the attacker doesn't target specific parts of the unit.
So are you doing
Outside
hazardous and
precision,
dark
basically, but that works differently than normal targeting.
Hazardous and dark pack. So dark pack for sustained hits,
You're good.
passes, and then hazardous rolls.
Mhm.
I take 3 mortals. I'm down to 9. Number of shots. 1,
Yeah,
2,
chat, you look on the
3, 4.
right side of the
These guys
screen,
are
that's the
10 in there.
playlist.
Nope, you killed 2. So
And you
they're 9 now.
can you can click on videos in the playlist once you click on that link.
Hitting on 3s, but critting on 5s. Rerolling for Abaddon. Okay. And then strength, toughness 4, 2s to win.
Yep.
Right, 8. Well, this is 9 mortals, so it's 5. And then you invul guys.
All right. No. So I have to take it on this Fracken dude first. Dead. And then shield bro.
We got a little spicy, it looks like. The Plasma Raptors
Fine.
came down and
Shield
picked up a
bro.
couple models.
Dead. Other shield bro.
And almost
Fine.
pulled the unit out of the Forge Fiend's line of sight. That would have been kind of a disaster for LongshipLoft, honestly.
Cool.
But yeah, it looks like we pick up
9
most of the
mortals.
veteran squad
Sounds-
from that
feels
swing
like
there. God,
very
Forge Fiends are so good, dude. Look at that. Is that everybody but the Watchmaster? Oh, the Watchmaster and 1 Deathwatch veteran survived that. Holy crap.
Yeah.
So the awkward part here is, right, if there's a situation where the Watchmaster, I believe this is how this works, if the Watchmaster declares an advance, gets overwatched by the Raptors and dies, the 1 Deathwatch veteran in the unit dies, the Watchmaster actually, I believe, cannot then operate normally because he has to be leading a unit for that ability to kick in. So I think he could actually potentially lose his charge with that guy. If he advances, but he doesn't need to, so it's fine. Here's the charge into the Eradicators. What a slobber knocker we're tearing out of the Chaos Space Marines here. Nothing remaining in reserve for Apollonius. We still have the Changeling in reserve for the Chaos Space Marines. They should lose the Raptors probably pretty easily, and they have to they have to contend with the Desolators and the Deathwatch veterans. The issue for the Space Marines is that once you're down to the Desolators, then the lower volume of units you have attacking your army, the more powerful Dark Obscuration becomes. So what happens is that early on in the game, you can split your fire and you can attack a bunch of different things and try to force out use of Dark Obscuration. Once you only have one big, huge, like, hammer unit that you're punching your opponent with, they're just going to Dark Obscure the most important thing that you could possibly shoot at and make you shoot at all your garbage first. So I think we're gonna potentially come into a situation where Abaddon just becomes like the undisputed ruler of the table here.
Maybe this guy can base over here. I don't think so. Maybe one of these other guys could have. I'll just move them along.
Couldn't you have moved here with anyone?
That would put me out of key right? Because I wouldn't be into a 2.
Yeah, that's wrestling. Yeah, you got it. That's the difference. Is that we have a nice playlist like there.
So, are we doing this correctly, right? Like the fact that I would move myself out of Kiyanse trumps the idea that I need to, like, I only need to end in Kiyanse as long as I base as many guys as I can. So, I should move this guy now. I'll just put him back here, right? We'll say that he can't attack. Because as long as he's in Kiyanse. We'll see what it is after the Pylons.
Unit dies mid-blistering assault? I don't believe that's possible.
He's going to move out a wee bit just to make
I
sure
don't think that's a situation that could occur. Maybe there is, like, there's something that occurs in a reactive movement that lets them take damage. But that would typically resolve after the movement happens, and so you would move, take damage, potentially lose the card effects. But your move is already complete. So if you're already in engagement range, you'd be in engagement range.
Then they would have been able to. Sorry, I didn't realise his base was in the wall.
You can't overwatch a blistering assault yet. That's not how that works.
Do I want to charge the Watchmaster and the Deathwatch guy with these guys?
You can only overwatch during your opponent's movement or charge phases, and blistering assaults would happen in the shooting phase.
Sorry, I'm on the objective.
Or after your opponent's already overwatched.
Dark packs or sustained hacks. I already got the CP.
I guess, like, could you? Is there a possibility that you
don't worry, I'll just remove them.
Reactive moved after Overwatch here?
Okay.
All right.
Yeah, there's no point in rolling that. End of the fight phase. Let me just make some decisions. Do I want to hold objectives? I don't, because
I don't bring. I know prisoners for
5. Yeah, I think you're not going to get bring it down.
Yeah, I'll discard that one, but I don't get a CP.
Yeah, I don't remember exactly
the
the timing on blistering assault, chat. So I think that that is a situation that if possible is extremely rare. It's maybe if you're able to trigger the Carnifex ability in response to out of activation shooting, and then that could also potentially trigger. Oh no, but Overwatch only triggers off specific kinds of moves, and I don't believe Blistering Assault is its own special kind of move.
All right,
which is why it's able to enter engagement range.
Squads.
It's a
joke, anyways.
I kind of love those edge cases, to be honest.
Right. Pass the turn to me.
Yeah, so Blistering Assault has a after an enemy unit is selected to shoot clause, which means that it can only ever apply during your opponent's shooting phase. It doesn't actually apply in response to Overwatch or out of activation shooting. So and you can't Overwatch in your own shooting phase. So you can't respond to the Blistering Assault with anything. If there is something that would let something shoot in response to a move in like normally, then there is the potential, but it also isn't a type of move, so I think most things wouldn't trigger it. I would say, generally speaking, that's not actually like a possibility that could occur. You just watch out here. I think Abaddon was on this objective, right? So he has to come closer to it, which means I don't think he would be able to hop the wall.
Yeah,
Oh,
He was
right,
on
he
the
was
objective.
already.
Yeah, because the objective marker is there.
Got it.
So if
So
he's
just hit
touching
the
it, he
button
can't
then
move,
outside.
but the rest of the unit could go towards it, yeah. Anybody who's already base with it can't go base because they're essentially base contact with the target of the move.
Yeah, I hate the 10th edition charge rules. Fucking sucks.
Yeah, they're not great. Whoa! So Justin put, look at this, technology chat. The
I guess
technology.
I'll just do
Justin is going
event
ham
tonight.
this game right now. So he has put
3 inches.
uh
Roll 3. Yeah.
2 units in the teleportarium.
Seems
He
like
put his
it.
Desolation Squad in the teleportarium.
Rhino's just gonna go here, turn that way. Don't score any primary this turn. For that, I'll get extend battle lines. I need to hold my own objective marker.
What did we
Fuck me.
what did we teleportarium this turn?
Both my basically everything except for those 2 units.
Okay. Do they have a watch captain? Oh, they have
There's a
regular
captain in there.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
I missed that. Fair enough. There's so many captains in this list.
Other guys done it for nothing.
Yep.
There's a Primaris captain, or there's a Gravis captain, and a
Doesn't
Watch
matter if
Master,
I'm on
and a
objective.
regular
No, not
captain,
really, 'cause you
a
just
regular
have to
dude, Primaris captain.
Um,
That's so many captains. We're
forge
captaining
me,
it all over the place today.
If I'm behind there, you can't shoot me. And then you're gonna get cover either way, but cover doesn't really matter. And then I need to be 20 feet away from you here. Cool.
So yeah, I guess we're starting to see the reason that we had the Primaris Librarian included. Generally speaking, that 4+ invulnerable save doesn't actually help against indirect fire. So when you're in the artillery battle with the Desolators, he doesn't actually usually matter unless your opponent has super high AP and ignore cover weapons. You need to be AP2, ignore cover, or base AP3 for the invulnerable save to start to kick in. Otherwise, you just be on a 4+ save anyway. But if the game plan is to late game just push these Desolators up into right into the line of fire, then that certainly makes sense to include the invulnerable save there.
Yep. Yep, indeed.
So keeping the pressure up, hoping to knock these Raptors out with the Watchmaster and the
Libby will
remaining
go here,
Thunderhammer
not
veteran.
away from
Might
us.
be that we actually just throw the Rhino in there and tank shock those guys as well. We're going to see if we can take down a Forge Fiend with the
Other guy.
Desolation Squad and hopefully not take too much damage from the return fire. And then the other our veteran unit is just
I
gonna
placed
sit
them down,
back
but
where
I
they
couldn't.
go. Yeah, so we pulled extend battle lines, which means that Justin actually does have to hold his backline objective. which is a little bit awkward. Now, the Undivided Forge Fiend can only stealth off Dark Obscuration. It can't actually become untargetable because it's not Nurgle keyworded. So that is the only good target that the Desolation Squad has right now, which is why we're going to be pushing so hard to try to shoot at it.
Okay.
Honestly, chat, this game has been pretty wild. It's been a knockdown, drag out, aggressive game.
Yeah, if I stand anywhere here, you get line of sight on me. If I stand, what about there? No. I don't think there's anywhere I can stand except for here, where you get line of sight. And that is... Yeah. It is what it is.
Unfortunate to use a rights of battle to pop a unit just
Being
up the
able to
table and
advance
down where they
charges
were.
Severely extends what you're able to do. I wish I had advance and charge on units that are not dead. So here...
It is the trade-off of playing Black Spear Task Force instead of Gladius Task Force. Gladius Task Force, you get to advance and charge. It's pretty cool. But you lose all the special ammunition, so... And the teleporter. Turns out a teleporter probably better than an advance and charge in a lot of situations.
Well, not gonna get behind enemy lines. Yeah, let's move on to shooting. I'll put Desos, everything into your Forge Fiend.
Yep.
Yeah, it's not like you can do any strats there anyways.
I could give you -1 to hit, but I'm not going to bother. I think it's dead.
Hopefully. We'll see. 2 auto wounds and the rest wound on 4s. Alright, 7 saves, please. On your
7
5
saves of the 5 up variety. Yeah. I mean, oh, that was a false yeah. Yeah. 4 go through.
4. Alright, let's see it. 7, 3. You're dead.
You get 4 left. Yeah, 4 more, so he's going to die. Does
3.
he explode? It hardly matters.
Yeah.
Well, that's a
cool.
big tool removed for the Chaos Space Marines.
I just realized you can move these guys, but you can't advance and shoot them, right? Okay, cool.
I'll be able to get some shots though, probably. Like, maybe not anything good.
I'll grenade you here.
No. Raptors, no.
4 mortal wounds.
Okay, that's going to kill the 2 plasma gun guys, I suppose, going to have to get charged here, and it'll be the chainsaw.
And then I'll shoot my Vigil Spear. Both hit, 1 lethal, and no wounds. 1 AP 0. And you're 3 up.
3 up. He dies.
Kill the guy?
Yep. Look down to just 1 champion, 1 power sword.
Oh shoot, I meant to be outside of the Nurgle Forge Fiend. I don't think I can move to be in line of sight. That was the intent, at least. I can move more this way.
Oh, you mean for this guy? Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
yeah. The Rhino. Alright, I guess it's just charges then. I'll go into you. 7. 7 means I have to base, which is what it is. These, what are these? Alright, I'll fight you here. Start with Watchmaster because he's cool. 2 lethals and then 2 to wound. 5 saves, AP 2.
Okay. That's going to be 5 ups. They die.
Yeah, they're dead. Cool, and then I'll pull in onto the objective. I guess he's gonna go here, and then this guy's gonna go here. Alright, cool. Pass the turn to you.
Okay, let's draw some objectives.
I'll get my extend, and then no battle lines.
Investigate signals and behind enemy lines. You can do it, Chamberlain. can do both of those things. Can't get on this objective though. So what's the best place to land?
Yeah, just checking the score for round 2. Jesse, you got hold 1, right? And then kill more.
Kill more.
Yeah.
Oh, I should not be 16.
Right.
It should be 12.
12.
Yeah.
And that should be you had 8.
And I did
right?
get.
Yeah. You got killed.
Yeah.
Yep.
So I'm gonna get hold here, right? Before.
Hey, Denzel Jones with the big raid. 17 viewers. What's up, everybody? How's it going? Welcome to the stream. We're watching some Deathwatch versus
Summer would be great.
Chaos Space Marines, and it's been a ridiculously bloody game. Chaos Space Marines are down to 2 units, but one of them is 10 Terminators and Abaddon, and they killed everything but what you see on the table. So, the Desolator squad, 1 Deathwatch Veteran squad, and then some random idiots. So these 2 armies basically just like set up the firing lines, blasted each other, and killed almost everything in each other's army, which has been absolutely wild to watch. And Deathwatch setting themselves up in a pretty good position now. Yeah, I mean, chaos being chaos. Chaos is chaos for the most part. It does have Abaddon in it, so I guess ostensibly it would be Black Legion, because there's no other characters to sully it.
What's his gun?
It's a flamer with strength 6, d6 plus d sharps, -1, ignores cover, d3 damage.
Ah, you're the Incarn. I see. That is a fun gun. I can't target you with Overwatch, so go for it.
Right.
Actually, I can.
Denzel, I hope your stream went well, by the way.
I will Overwatch.
You need to make a battle shock test though, or it fizzles.
Yep. So, the D3 doesn't matter here. 5.
Oh no.
No, you can't CP reroll Battle Shock, right?
I don't know. I don't know if it's only for Insane Bravery that that's for.
Okay.
And also, I don't know if it's a leadership test or a battle shock test, and whether you can reroll leadership
It's
tests.
must first take a Battle Shock test.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I don't know if that means you could use Insane Bravery if you want and spend another CP, or is this your free strat?
Yeah, might as well.
Insane Bravery is only in your Battle Shock step.
Can
Oh,
you
no.
reroll? Can you CP reroll Battle Shock?
I don't believe so.
Okay,
It is
cool.
only hit, wounds, damage, saving throw, advanced
So
charge.
do I
escape,
spend the
hazardous.
CP on Overwatch then?
You could use it as your free strat if you want.
Yeah, sure. Why not? I'll use them as my free shot. Do
Right,
you
okay.
still spend the CP?
Yeah, well, I mean, I don't know. Like, would you? You need to do
Yeah.
I guess you need to declare him as a target, right? So you need
Yeah,
to
fair
start
enough.
the sequence,
Mhm.
like I think so, right?
Yeah, fair enough.
Okay. So, that's him coming in.
Mhm.
And we're just got the movement. Well, here I didn't even move these guys yet, but I was just seeing him making sure he could go there. I think this guy goes through the wall. He would be able to do it going straight, but this guy goes flat.
Yeah, the clock's been pausing all game. I don't know what's going on.
Yeah, I don't know if it's part of the scripting of. I've never, to be honest, I've only ever used the clock once before, and I've only clicked it a couple of times here. But it's on me now, which is at least correct. I think it was paused for a good while, to be honest, because neither of us knew it was paused, right? And I noticed. I was like, oh no. Right, this fortune with if you want to shoot. He doesn't have any line of sight up here. Yes, he just. I can't really shoot that way either, right? He's going to have to.
I don't think. Yeah.
Yeah, he's not getting any of that in him, so I guess it'll advance.
Yeah, so the Overwatch does still get spent.
Okay, cool.
To
That was my free strat. Doesn't matter.
Cool.
guess. So something like that.
Mhm.
So,
It does mean the unit is battle shocked, but I don't know how much it's going to matter right now. Probably not
That's
too
only
much.
5 for these guys. I don't have any shots. If you don't mind, I'm just going to roll in advance for them to.
Oof. Interesting rules questions today. It's been a rules discussion of a game, I think, for the most part. So not really getting too much shots. I think we're gonna see if we can't rinse the veteran here with the changeling to try to get a kill. So we're on the board for kills.
I can't advance.
We pulled tempting target and behind enemy line, so also grabbing a tempting target or a behind enemy line score with the changeling, but the tempting target is going to be almost impossible. I would be shocked if that doesn't turn into a command point here for the Chaos Space Marines and the Forge Fiend. Unfortunately, with no eligible targets, downside of your opponent's army being mostly dead is that you can't shoot it anymore because you don't have any good things to see.
I think that's all the movement. So Flamers shooting.
Yep. Armor of Contempt here.
Okay, I'm doing Overwatch profile. This is my hazardous roll.
Take
I
three.
take 3 mortals, and this is my to hits roll.
That's
my
awkward.
Shots roll. 8.
Not that that's a big deal here. I think Changeling's probably going to bite the dust regardless to the frag cannons, but it's still annoying.
Alright, so 4, AP1 ignores cover.
Alright, so 3 up. 3 up. 3 up.
No!
3 up.
Oh!
Kills my hammer.
Right,
Hey, well that's nice. I think that's what we wanted out of that.
And then no shooting, no charges, so I get... I'm gonna get
So Space Marines setting themselves up to start getting hold more every turn. The kills are going to be tough, but they can get a kill and tie kill more this turn as well. So Space Marines are going to start. They're currently down pretty far. They're down 9, but they are going to start ticking up 4 additional 4 every turn.
Do I want to teleport Desos? Does that do anything useful? Does not. I need to
we
be
should
within
see
12
both
of you
players
to
get
shoot you.
1 kill, I believe.
Lone op is just such a strong keyword. I wish I could give any of my units lone op. Can I hold the objective? Being 24 away from you, 23 away from you. Yes, I can. So I think these guys stand still. These guys, I can definitely hold the objective without being in charge range. The thing is, the Forge Fiend will be able to move and shoot in its turn. So 8, and then your line of sight's like that. And then you can move this way. So the Rhino's going to die either way. Changeling has taken 3 wounds. He's down to 2. I think I'll grenade you. When T3 is here, I'll grenade the Changeling with those guys.
Art of Lore Show.
Yeah, no strats used here.
What's up, my dude?
Pass
So
the
many
turn.
raids today. We got double raids.
You pass the turn.
Thanks, everybody. How did your stream go? Hopefully you had a good one. We're watching Deathwatch try to
great.
expunge the
I'm gonna regret that immediately. So.
expunge some chaos
let's
filth,
see.
but so far they've done a good job of
Overwhelming
expunging
force
each
and no
other. I
prisoners.
think.
Fucking damn it. Okay. I'm gonna oath your Nurgle Forge Fiend.
Okay, okay.
You both get 4 for killing, right?
Yes, we did. Yeah, because I killed. What did I kill last turn? Just a Forge Fiend and the Raptors. So I killed more.
You killed more, yeah. Because I only killed this guy over here.
Oh yeah, that's good. That's a good call out. Forgot about those
Okay.
Raptors. So that is gonna put.
don't
That is.
think I
This,
can
we're
get
starting to put
overwhelming
Deathwatch in the
force on that.
lead. Oh, this is gonna come down to it, chat. Holy crap.
Try to get no prisoners.
Yeah, that was finally the Chaos Space Marines got a little bit of bad luck on secondaries. They had really good luck early on in the game, but they didn't quite get it later. Did they not score out their round 2 secondaries? I thought they had 2 turns of auto selections here.
I think I'll just get. That and then...
Oh, they scored a investigate signals, so they pulled an investigate signals 1 turn.
So.
And they didn't get bring it down the turn they pulled it because they didn't elect to shoot at the Rhino. Yeah, that'd do it.
Okay.
And
Oath
puts
will still be
Deathwatch
on the
3
board,
inches
I
ahead. We have
guess.
overwhelming force and no prisoners on their side now. Overwhelming force is going to be tough. They have to kill the Terminator brick, so I think that might be off the table because it's literally impossible right now. No prisoners should be easy, though. They'll pick up 2 points for that for killing the
More than 23 away.
Changeling.
It's fine. You can't put anything back into
automatically
this
without having to worry about anything.
It's not something you can do.
Not in my arsenal. Chaos
All right.
Pikes can do that. Maybe they're a shout instead of the Raptors.
I'm gonna kill the Rhino either way. Can't
You
teleport
wouldn't
there
tank
anyway.
shock a changeling, would you?
I could, yeah.
Look how puny he is.
Let me just measure real quick with my Rhino. So it's 8 to get there. Four to clear the wall. And then I need to get like 3 inches.
Valiant Knight couldn't kill 1,000 Suns Terminator 10 man.
For you to not kill me.
Yeah, the Valiant's also like particularly, especially on Terminators, because its flamethrower is only AP1, right? So it's putting Terminators on a 3+. The it's an awkward matchup for it.
Go here.
And they're -1 to be wounded if they have a character attached. It gets tough. The
Over here.
Chaos Terminators
I'll
just
advance my Rhino.
gonna be untargetable, generally speaking. So they shouldn't take any damage really before they get to charge. Big advance in the Rhino. Get it back behind the wall. Yeah, we're trying to keep as many kills off
Want to be 8 inches away from the
off of the table for the
this guy there.
Chaos Space Marines as possible.
20 feet away from you. So, the rest of the guys.
Fortunately, these guys weren't battle shocked, so they actually couldn't have teleported if they wanted to. That would have come up if Apollonius had elected to use his teleportarium. But
in grenades range, I can shoot
it does.
grenades,
They do
especially
unbattle
if
shock at the
you
start of their command phase, so
battle shock, I guess.
that's why the out of phase battle shocks aren't that great.
This Watchmaster.
If he fails it now, it's going to be awkward though, because then he could potentially lose the objective.
8 this way. Let me copy this Forge Fiend. I don't want him to die too, so
So it's like this. Seems safe.
yeah. Cool. What about this?
If he moves, I'm going to Overwatch him.
With the Changeling? Yeah. The gun is 12-inch range, right?
12 inch.
Yeah. So I was here. Yeah, I guess I was in range.
Yeah.
He
was the
if
closest
moves,
model to
he
the
is
Changeling, in
safe
fact.
right now. You can charge him.
A cheeky overcharged flamethrower shot here from the Changeling could make this game really awkward for Justin if that Watchmaster goes down.
Change people's positions. Captain will just go here, and this guy will shuffle this way. Do you need to have...
I was kind of assuming that he would say still, if you don't mind, I'll Overwatch these guys and then he'll be free to move. If you don't mind me doing it that way.
Sure.
Right, so
Oh, electing to overwatch the Deathwatch infantry.
I'll do the hazardous. Who would roll a 1 twice for the hazardous?
That's interesting.
5, and then number of shots. 7.
7? Yep. I will still Armor of Contempt here.
That's fine.
Mhm.
So 6.
Freeze.
AP1
I
with
don't
no
think we can do that.
Yep. So, 1 at a time. 3 up. 3 up.
Armor of
Yeah.
Contempt is shooting or fight phase.
Oh, is it? Okay, cool.
Okay, so the first one went through for
Gotta know your stratagems, yeah.
1,
1, and then the next one kills him.
and the next one kills him.
All right. 4 up fails.
Does on the box.
Kill the
3,
guy, and then save.
he's
Kill
good.
2.
Yep.
Kill this guy and this guy. Cool. Actually, I'll kill this guy because he's not keeping coherency.
Armor of Contempt does not work during Overwatch, no chat. You
No,
can only use
that's-
stratagems in phases that the stratagem says you can use it in. And Armor of Contempt
now I'm
specifies it
freezing
has
with
to
my
be your shooting or
Watchmaster.
your
It'll go
your
here.
opponent's shooting or
Save
charge phase.
from your shooting with these guys, and then save from Forge Fiend because that's 8. That's what the 8-inch
Or
move.
shooting or fight, not shooting or charge.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Okay.
Cool.
In
Yeah,
fact,
go ahead.
almost there are almost no defensive stratagems that work during Overwatch.
You have to stand in.
There are some that like come into play when you assign damage to models that you can use, but it's very rare. Most defensive stratagems don't work on Overwatch. It's another reason Overwatch is really strong.
Yeah, sure.
He'll be able to shoot.
I
Maybe
moved a
the-
tiny
maybe
bit
the-
more the other way.
Sure.
Is that okay?
Yeah, that's fine.
Mhm.
So,
And this is the furthest you can move next turn, so as long as I'm
yeah,
behind
sure.
here. Cool. All right. So, that's movement. Shooting all
Get
free
rid of that
strats.
extra
with
force
grenade
fiend there
Okay.
that we were using to measure.
here. You're dead.
As a grenade strat to auto kill the changeling
And then
with the
Dessos will put
captain,
everything
easy
into the force
peasy.
field.
So, are you doing the bonus AP? Do you need to
Um,
declare that before I declare my Nurgle strat?
will I do bonus AP? Nope, I will not.
Right, okay, so I'm going to spend the CP on him. So
Yeah,
you
strategy
should
is a
do
myth,
this.
chat.
So 2 CP. And then into the termies. So I'll start with Castellans. Plus 20. No rerolls. 9.
Yeah, a lot of people don't realize because that's how they stratagems worked in 8th edition or in 9th edition. Like a lot of stratagems said, when you're targeted with a ranged attack, use the
And
stratagem.
then the Vanguard.
And Overwatch is just targets you with a ranged attack. But in 10th edition, most stratagems have a specific phase that they're used in, and that phase can't be broken. So even if you have an ability that says shoot as if it was your shooting phase, it's not actually your shooting phase. You just resolve it using the rules
Also
in the
neutralize.
shooting phase section of the rulebook.
Feel okay?
The other thing to keep in mind too is that if you have something that says that
Oh, actually,
triggers when
do you
you're
mind if I
selected
don't
to
shoot you
shoot,
at all? You can revive a guy, right?
then it doesn't.
Can revive a guy.
Yeah. Do you mind if I not shoot?
Then
don't
it
shoot you at
doesn't
all?
actually do anything
Yeah,
in
because I measured my.
Overwatch either
my
because
preference
you're not
right
actually
there.
selected to shoot at that point.
I just will elect not to shoot.
Yeah, you can do that. That's fine.
Yeah. No charges, no fights. Your turn. I'll get my 2 for no prisoners.
LongshipLoft being a consummate sportsman here. All right, so
That's easy. Cleanse.
Apollonius.
Oh, I don't know. I'm gonna have to. Even if I roll a 6 in my advance, I don't think I can get.
Yeah, with starting to pull the
Oh,
lead
yeah, you
here,
have
I
to be on
think,
lead with
and I think it might be Deathwatch's game to lose now. Now that we have the last 3 turns of the game, coming right down to it, area denial is a pull for LongshipLoft, which is going to be super tough. Yeah, I don't think he can grab that one. Cleanse also tough because he has no utility units remaining, and I think just the fact that. Despite the fact that both these players have basically the same amount of points on the table, but the Deathwatch might have an edge just because of how expensive Desolators are, even though they're basically these big do-nothing, like, garbage piles right now. They might have the points value edge, but the fact that Apollonius's army is contained within 4 units instead of 2 makes it much easier for him. So I think we set it so that the Watchmaster could not be attacked by the Forge Fiend. Looks like we're gonna run the team into the middle. So I think we should score small area denial, I believe. Oh no, nope, because there's no enemies in the middle. So area denial, I don't believe is also scored. Yeah. So that's not going to work. Cleanse is going to be tough as well. Yeah, it's kind of wild, like, because there's a lot of the like ancillary small rules changed like that in 10th edition. A lot of people just don't know it. They just have no idea. Yeah, they don't read the rule book and they don't read the rules commentaries. So that catches a lot of people off guard still, which is wild. But some people complain about 40k like having so many rules between editions or whatever, and I think a lot of it is that the
as we established, Forge Fiend can.
is that they just don't read anything.
Cool.
not stringing the Terminators out here, which I'm a little bit confused about. That would allow the Forge Fiend to push around the side of the table. I think what we're worried about right now is the Desolators to teleport anywhere around. They could kind of teleport infinitely. Although, and with the Watchmaster still alive, it actually doesn't cost, or it would cost Apollonius's hold more points, which is unfortunate. So, Longship not going to be scoring any kill points. That does mean that that Apollonius is going to get kill more. Ooh, and he's going to go to 61 and no secondary scored for Longship. That might be an unrecoverable lead because Apollonius is then going to get another 8 for holding more. He doesn't really even need to kill. He might be able to teleport
Is that the end of your turn?
the Desolators and get a beat on the Forge Fiend if he wants to give up the points, and then he might get kill more, but he probably loses the Desolators in response, so who knows.
I do get a CP for the scalping plans.
And you're holding on to area denial?
Holding on to area denial.
Okay, cool. End of the turn, I will not do any strats, so...
Holding area denial, that's a bold move, Cotton. Bold strategy, Cotton. I think we've new orders already for the Chaos Space Marine, so we can't pull another card.
Right.
And that means
so I'm
that
at,
Longship, if he wants to score the maximum
40,
secondary, he basically has to...
cool.
he has to
So,
hold
matters less.
Abaddon's unit in the middle, and that's just not going to work out.
Man's land and boom.
No Man's Land, deploy teleport homers. He did not put his stuff into the teleportarium himself. To secure No Man's Land automatically procs.
I forgot to do that.
And so he is going to...
I will CP to redraw.
Oh, we're going to new order.
Homer.
And to bring it down. Yeah, that's not that much better, actually.
Does killing your center objective things matter? No, it just stops you from doing area denial. And then, but if I do, then it prevents you from holding 2 objectives. How far away am I from you? It's a 7-inch charge. You can make it harder if I shoot you. Okay, so I'm gonna oath your Forge Fiend.
Okay.
Still wish I had double oaths right now. Fortunately, I don't. Cool.
I think that one thing the players do a lot of times is they put Abaddon with this like big brick of Terminators. One thing that it might be worth considering, and I think I've talked to Longship about this before, is that taking a unit of 5 Terminators with Abaddon like frees up about 200 points of space to take other stuff in your army, and also keeps Abaddon's unit smaller. So then you get like 2 or 3 more units in your army instead of this big brick. And Abaddon himself will kill almost any model in the game by himself if he has CP support. So it feels like this big brick in Terminator is a little bit of an overcommittal to Abaddon's his output, because this is about 600 points and certainly hasn't done that much damage. Some lists actually just play Abaddon by himself, which is pretty interesting. And I think not that bad, especially if you're running ranged attackers as your other units. And he's just a late game powerhouse who can also defend you and give you rerolls in the mid game. He's also tough enough because he can dark obscurate himself. He's tough enough that he doesn't really die, even if your opponent has line of sight to him. My man's got 10 wounds. He's got a 4+ invulnerable save or 9 wounds, excuse me, and 9 wounds. Like, he's not going to go down easy.
Yeah.
Big guns never tire conflicting with Overwatch. Yeah, but like shooting eligibility rules, like giving you the ability to Overwatch when your opponent doesn't expect it. We just had that happen today. We had an Inceptor unit Overwatch at the end of a successful charge because they're eligible to shoot. Pretty weird. Same goes for Big Guns Never Tire, anything that lets you shoot while you're engaged. Super weird. The strangest thing is when you have Flamer tanks are in the middle, like that Valiant that we were talking about, right? The Valiant can be in melee in the center of the table, and anything within 18 inches moves, and it shoots it with this flamethrower. Even though it's in melee. What are you talking about? But I'm a vehicle, and I can shoot out.
Understandable. Understandable. Just pull these guys back. Guy goes here. This guy goes here. This guy goes further.
Are we going for the charge? Are
I'm
we
not
doing
sure
the big
if
fight?
play.
Are we doing a big fight? Wow.
How many points are we at right now? 65 to 56. You'll get 5 points for area denial. Otherwise, you could just stand back and not give you kill secondaries, then I don't get kill secondaries. It's not like I'm gonna kill anything this turn anyways. Yeah, do you mind if I just advance these guys?
That's fine.
Yeah, cool. So 6.
A hefty set.
Yeah, so they were behind the wall here.
Yeah, I think
basically
this
they're
is the right call. I think you just pull away from the Chaos Army. All of the secondaries will check at the end of the battle round now, so it's likely that Longship gets hold more, but that's only worth 8 points. If you just deny him entirely the ability to kill any models on the table, he's gonna get. And I think also maybe made a little bit of a mistake not giving himself a good line on the Watchmaster here. This area denial keep is so scary because I think there's some good pulls he still has in reserve. Could potentially get an assassination that he could score off the Watchmaster or something, but the fact that he's basically locked into holding the middle of the table right now is a little bit awkward, and especially since he has to put the whole unit there, so they could get there on an advance, but it's a little bit awkward. Then they're only charging, and then if they charge, they can't get out of the aura anyway.
But touching the objective and far away from Abaddon. I will still, I'll oath the Forge Fiend, for what it's worth, and then these Desos will just move this way. And then it's like that. It's barely touching the objective and far away from you. Yeah, cool. I'll give you a 11-inch charge. And should be out of line of sight for this Forge Fiend.
Yep. And here my guys can shoot everybody.
Yeah. I can also just line up here.
Why BB3 Eddie? Thank you for the follow.
Cool.
Appreciate you.
Watchmaster's gonna stand still. And then this Rhino would have advanced. Sorry. Right. Yeah, this Rhino was here. Would have just advanced to be behind here. All right.
Oh, we went super fast.
Cool. I will shoot. Your put everything into the Forge Fiend. Would you like to do any strats?
Did he move 20? How hard did he move?
The Rhino? The Rhino was over here.
Oh, sorry,
and he moves 18.
I thought it was sitting there.
No, I accidentally I moved it here. But then I pulled my I pulled these guys
so
back.
You want,
so
okay, so it's actually going over this way instead.
Yeah.
No problem.
Yeah. Sorry, not communicating properly.
No,
I'm
okay.
being rushed. Yeah. Cool. So would you like to strat with your Forge Fiend? I will spend 1 CP for +1 AP.
Right. So was it?
Yeah, I think we don't have much line of sight to the Terminators right now. If you dark obscurate the Forge Fiend, then the shots could go into the Terminators, and that's actually probably fine for them.
I will not get bringing down, and then I'll get 5 for Secure No Man's Land.
Not shooting the Terminators, because killing a Terminator here could give them a extra threat range, because they could pull a
I'll cling on to bring it down.
Model out of range.
Earlier, I believe. So I can't do it again. I just need to make sure I kill this Watchmaster and then stay on the middle objective. I'm going to get 4 from the primary. Is this turn 5 or turn 4 now?
This is turn 5.
Right, so 4 here, and then.
Yeah, just you got 8.
You didn't,
The start of your turn,
kill
right?
anything last turn. I didn't kill
I
anything
did.
either. So.
So can we make 18 points back?
I don't think I can.
Capture enemy outpost. Oh, that's such a good pull, but not in this situation. That's the pull you want on Battle Round 5, but you need Abaddon to be in the middle of the table for that to be good. So right now, the Chaos Space Marines, if they get 1 kill, could get 8 points on a kill. And then
you're gonna kill more, right?
if they... The problem is getting hold more, I think, and then also scoring area denial.
And then you'll get 5 for area denial.
Ooh, I don't know if we can get everything here, yeah.
These guys now, the boys are too far away. Right, so like.
Mhm.
So I would obviously shoot to get kill and kill more, but I don't think these guys are.
You're gonna get kill and kill more, right?
These guys
So
are making it for area denial.
and then you're gonna
This
get
boy
hold.
is too far away.
Yeah.
And then
I'll just
you're
remove the
two,
Watchmaster if you're shooting.
But you're still on 2, so yeah, go ahead. So that's everything, man. I don't get area denial. I'm not all the way within the centre. But
I
it's
see.
still, it's better. They're the only guys I can shoot though, right? So I'm as well as getting kill and kill more.
Yeah, but you have. Are you wholly within 6 of the center? No, you're not.
No,
So you get 3 for area denial then.
I don't think. I think you need to be wholly within, and it's just you get 3 if the enemies get in it, right?
At the end of the units, if there are 1 or more wholly within 6. Oh yeah, you just get 0. Yeah.
Yep. Well, GG.
Yeah, already turning.
I thought I lost the
fast
game
game.
like a really long time ago.
Yeah, that was a good one. I think Apollonius made the right call for
I
pulling
think
out
you-
and then the
like,
sides.
the thing
The
is that,
teleport
like,
on the Deathlaters
I
is pretty
cannot
solid.
do damage to you, so I'm just playing chicken the whole game. Yeah,
Ye-
for the last 2 turns.
I
Yeah.
suppose I lost momentum when I had to come back and kill the Eradicators. Maybe if I'd made this guy shoot the Eradicators and these guys just moved into the middle of turn earlier.
I
And
think
then
I
I
think
could've-
that should have been the plan.
tried to advance and charge the blue guys. I don't know if they were close enough.
Yeah,
Then,
yeah.
then I could just
I
take
think
control
that's
of the
game
middle of the
over if
board
you
for
do
turn
that.
earlier.
Mhm.
Aye.
I really
Dash.
need to go now, so see you later.
Oh yeah, no problem.
Yeah.
See you later.
Can someone put in the score?
Sure.
Yeah, I'll take
All
care
right.
of it. I got you guys.
Thanks. Oh my god, sorry, I'm in a rush, so see ya.
Right.
Thanks, Justin.
See you later. Right.
Good game.
Well,
That was a solid one.
GG.
It was
I
a
was
tough.
doing well
Yeah.
until I wasn't.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. I think the teleport on the Desolators, like push them out on the side, was pretty good because then it just gives Deathwatch the hold on the sides that you have a tough time engaging into.
Yep.
Did you think
Yep,
about
yep, yep.
just dropping area denial and just like hoping for a good draw in the last turn?
Well, I was out of range here to get capture in an outpost.
Right.
I think I already even had that. I don't know what else I could have got.
Yeah. You
I
had
should have- I should
assassination
have
in the bank, right?
I should have pre-measured this, right,
Right.
to see if he was going to make it before I just kept that. Because maybe at the time though, these guys were still here, and I wasn't anticipating them just running all the way back. So I was thinking, I thought he wanted to fight me in the middle when he didn't teleport him.
Right.
But if I had discarded this area denial, I would have got defense stronghold.
That's 3 points, I
And,
guess.
Yeah. Well,
Well, I guess it would have been 3 points. Yeah. It would have been. Yeah, it would have been 3 more points. Well,
like,
it is what it is.
The best I could have done was maybe assassinate, right?
yeah, assassinate I think would have been the pull for sure. But then the difference is that if you get something better, then you don't have to stand here, right? So you can just advance. You could go for the advance and charge.
Oh yeah, come over here and get the. Yeah, I can see if I got like assassinate and extend, and I could just
Yeah.
advance and charge over here and kill this guy and score all the points.
Right. Yeah. I think you just have to fish at that point because you had to get a 10 on secondary. I think that last turn definitely. Yeah, a 10 on secondary would have tied it, right? That would have been pretty sweet. Actually, if you get to this objective, then you win because you get hold more as well. Yeah, I think that would have been that would have been good. But you don't know that going in, obviously. You got to make the judgment calls with the cards you're dealt.
Could have done it a wee bit better at the end. But yeah, it was close.
Yeah, good game. Thanks, man.
Right. Well, yeah. Cheers. I'll catch you in the next pod.
Yeah, have a good one.
Yeah, to it.
All right, chat. That is it for the game today. Bit of an abrupt ending there. Justin was time crunched, so he was rushing the whole game. Thanks, everyone, for watching tonight. Hope you enjoyed this one. I think this was a good sort of slobber knocker of a fight. We'll go raiding. We'll pay all these raids forward. Looks like Dr. Rhino is streaming right now. We'll go hang out with Dr. Rhino. Big congratulations to Justin for taking down the event. 5-0 and a tight finish. And I see you guys tomorrow, actually. So I have a Tactical Tuesday stream at the normal time. We're probably going to complain about Eldar a little bit. And then pay attention. Tomorrow morning is when the best list in 40k video is going to be up. That one got delayed because of this game, but I should have it up first thing tomorrow. And then will be Tactical Tuesday tomorrow afternoon, and then after Tactical Tuesday, I'm playing Kogo from the server. He's playing Adeptus Custodes. I'm playing some Space Marines. I don't know if I have a good game into them. I'm pretty sure I'm just going to explode, but we'll see. We'll see how it goes. Anyway, thanks everyone for joining me, and I will see you later. Let's go hang out with Dr. Rhino. Cheers, guys.